6 everyday things that are slowly hurting your budgie. And I guarantee at least one of them is in your home right now. Not something exotic, not something you had to go looking for, something you bought at a normal shop, something you use without thinking, something that has been sitting in your home since before your budgie even arrived. And every single day, quietly, invisibly, without a single symptom you can see, it is doing damage. Today, I am going to tell you all 6, what they are, what they do inside your budgie's body, and what you need to do about each one today. By the end of this video, you will be able to identify every hidden risk factor in your living space. Before the list, you need to understand one thing about your budgie's body that makes all of this so dangerous. Your budgie does not process the world the way you do. There are several reasons for a bird's sensitivity to everyday household items, including their small body size, fast metabolism, and the hyper-efficient avian respiratory system. That respiratory system, the same one that lets them sing and whistle and fill your home with sound, is also the system that pulls everything in the air directly and deeply into their body. What you breathe in and filter out, your budgie absorbs completely. What gives you a mild headache gives your budgie organ damage. What you cannot even smell anymore, your budgie's body is processing right now. Keep that in mind for every single item on this list. Number 1, your non-stick pan, the one you used this morning. Polytetrafluoroethylene, PTFE, is used as a non-stick coating on cookware. When PTFE is heated over 280 degrees Celsius, it releases odorless, colorless particles and acidic gases that are toxic when inhaled. Odorless, colorless. You cannot see it, you cannot smell it. You have absolutely no way of knowing it is happening. When Teflon and other non-stick surfaces are heated to very high temperatures, they emit microscopic vapors that, when inhaled by birds' exquisitely sensitive respiratory tracts, can cause instant death. Numerous birds within a single household have been reported to die simultaneously when Teflon pans are burned near them. Simultaneously, multiple birds, from one pan. PTFE is also found in drip pans, waffle irons, clothing irons, ironing board covers, heating elements, and heat lamps. Your ironing board cover, the heat lamp you bought to keep your budgie warm, all of them potentially releasing the same invisible gas. Signs of poisoning may include agitation, rapid or labored breathing, wheezing, incoordination, weakness, coma, and seizures. Sadly, in many cases, sudden death occurs before or shortly after outward signs develop. Before outward signs develop, your budgie will not warn you. There will be no early symptom to catch. One moment they are fine, and then they are not. What you do today: replace non-stick cookware with stainless steel, ceramic, or cast iron. Check every heat-producing appliance in your home for non-stick coating. Your budgie's life depends on this transition. Number 2, your cleaning products. The ones under your sink right now. The ones you used on your kitchen counter this morning. The ones that make your bathroom smell clean. Many household cleaners contain harmful chemicals such as ammonia and bleach, which can be toxic to budgies if inhaled or ingested. But here is what most owners don't realize. You don't have to use them near the cage. You don't have to spray them in the same room. You don't even have to use them on the same floor. Products such as carpet and glues may off-gas for months, slowly emitting fumes that may be toxic to birds. A good rule is that if you can smell it, it may harm your bird's respiratory tract. Since harmful chemicals may linger in the air long after the smell has faded, it is important to keep your bird's environment well ventilated. Long after the smell has faded. You cleaned the bathroom an hour ago, the smell is gone. You cannot detect anything. But the chemical particles are still moving through the air in your home, finding their way to wherever your budgie breathes. And because of that respiratory system, they are being absorbed at a rate that would take a human weeks of repeated exposure to match. What you do today? Switch to natural cleaning products, diluted white vinegar, baking soda, bird-safe alternatives. When using any chemical cleaner anywhere in your home, move your budgie to a separate room, open windows, and wait at least 2 hours before bringing them back. Number 3, your scented candles and plug-ins. This one surprises people every time because it feels gentle, it feels natural, it feels like the opposite of a chemical. It is not. Artificial fragrances from perfumes, air fresheners, and scented candles can irritate a budgie's respiratory system. Perfumes and scented candles contain strong chemical odors that are harmful to budgies. And the damage from this one is not sudden, it is not dramatic, it does not announce itself. It is slow, cumulative, building day after day in the delicate tissue of your budgie's airways. Inflammation that grows quietly until it becomes something that cannot be reversed. If you enjoy the ambiance of candles, plug-ins, and potpourri, Move the cage away from the area where you are using them. But moving the cage is not enough if your home has shared air systems, vents, open doors, a single hallway connecting 2 rooms. The fragrance travels, the particles travel, and your budgie, somewhere in the house breathing the same air, it's receiving them. What you do today: remove all plug-in air fresheners from your home. Use candles only with windows open and your budgie in a completely separate sealed room. The scent that makes your house smell beautiful is slowly destroying one of your budgie's most vital systems. Number 4, your food. Not the food you give your budgie, the food you eat yourself and occasionally share without thinking. Because the moment your budgie looks at you with those bright, curious eyes while you are eating, and you give them a little piece of what is on your plate, you may be giving them something their body cannot handle at all. Avocado contains a toxin called persin, which can cause heart failure and death in birds, often within hours of ingestion. Every part of this fruit is dangerous: the flesh, the skin, the pit, and the leaves. Heart failure, within hours, from a food that is considered one of the healthiest things a human can eat.
Chocolate contains both theobromine and caffeine, 2 substances that can overstimulate a bird's nervous system and lead to seizures, heart issues, and even death. Onions contain sulfur compounds that, when chewed, can cause rupture of red blood cells, leading to anemia. Onions can also irritate a bird's mouth, esophagus, and crop, and may lead to ulcers. And the one that catches almost every owner off guard: for a small bird, a few chips or pretzels can contain potentially toxic amounts of salt that can upset electrolyte balance, leading to excessive thirst, dehydration, kidney dysfunction, and even death. A few chips, the ones you were snacking on while watching TV, the ones your budgie packed at because you thought, just a little, it will be fine. It is not fine. For a body this small, even a few bites of the wrong thing is not a small amount. What you do today: never share human food with your budgie without first confirming it is completely safe for birds. The safe list is shorter than you think. When in doubt, do not share it. Number 5, your heavy metals. And I do not mean the music. I mean the zinc and lead hiding inside objects your budgie touches every single day. Metals can be found in paint, linoleum, soldering, wire, zippers, twist ties, and many other objects on which birds love to chew. Even some older bird toys, especially the clappers on metal bells, have been found to contain lead. Your budgie's toy, the bell they have been playing with for months, the cage bars on an older cage, the twist tie you absent-mindedly left nearby. Lead toxicity in birds usually requires the bird to ingest the lead. Lead can be readily absorbed in acidic environments, like the first stomach. From here, it is absorbed and transported by the blood into the kidney, bones, and nervous tissue, like the brain. The brain. When ingested in large enough quantities, these metals can damage nerves and cause vomiting, maldigestion, neurologic signs such as imbalance and clenched toes, and even seizures. Most cases of heavy metal toxicity in birds are treatable if diagnosed early enough before permanent nerve damage has occurred. However, these metals are not routinely tested for in birds unless the owner indicates their bird has been exposed. Not routinely tested unless the owner says something, which means your budgie could be showing early signs of heavy metal poisoning right now, and without you raising the flag at a vet, it may never be identified until it is too late. What you do today: audit every toy, every cage accessory, every object your budgie can reach and chew. Remove anything with metal parts that cannot be confirmed as zinc-free and lead-free. Replace old cages with stainless steel. And if your budgie shows any sign of neurological symptoms, loss of balance, clenched toes, circling, tell your vet immediately and ask specifically about heavy metal testing. The 6th hazard is silence. Isolation doesn't involve a chemical formula, but for a flock animal, the resulting stress triggers a physiological decline that can be just as destructive as any physical toxin. This is a quiet, cumulative damage that starts invisibly and ends in the symptoms that bring people to budgie health videos at midnight wondering what went wrong. Loneliness. Budgies are social creatures that thrive on interaction. Isolation can lead to depression, anxiety, and behavioral problems. Your budgie was built for a flock. Hundreds of birds, constant contact, constant sound, constant movement and connection and belonging. And in your home, if they spend most of their day alone, in a quiet room with no interaction, no voice, no presence, their immune system weakens. Their stress hormones stay elevated, their behavior changes, their feathers change, their appetite changes. Ignoring behavioral changes is one of the most dangerous things an owner can do.
Changes in appetite, activity level, or vocalizations can indicate underlying health or emotional issues. And the cruelest part of this particular danger is that it does not look like danger at all. Your budgie sits in their cage. They are fed, they have water, the cage is clean. Everything looks fine. But inside, in the psychology of a creature that was never designed to be alone, something is breaking down, quietly, invisibly, in the exact same way that physical toxins break down their body. What you do today: talk to your budgie every single day. Not training sessions, not formal interaction, just your voice, in the room, acknowledging they exist. 5 minutes of real presence, eye contact, soft words, the sound of their flock member coming home. It costs nothing. And for your budgie, it may be the most important thing on this entire list. 6 things in your home right now: the nonstick pan, the cleaning products, the scented candles, the food you share, the heavy metals in their toys, and the silence. None of them dramatic, none of them obvious, all of them real. And now you know. Go through your home today, not tomorrow, today, and ask yourself honestly, how many of these are present right now? How many have been present for months? How many has your budgie been living with since the day they arrived? And then make one change, just one, today. Because your budgie cannot read this list. They cannot remove the pan. They cannot throw away the candle. They cannot replace the toy or change the air or fill their own silence. Everything on this list, the fixing of it, is entirely yours to do. And now you have no reason not to. If this video showed you something that surprised you, share it right now with every budgie owner you know. Because somewhere out there, tonight, a budgie is breathing non-stick fumes from a pan that just needs to be replaced, chewing on a bell toy that is slowly poisoning them, sitting in silence in a room where nobody has spoken to them in days, and their owner has no idea. Be the reason that owner finds out. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next video is going to show you the 5 things that should be inside every budgie cage but almost never are. Things that protect them, stimulate them, and extend their life, and most owners have never heard of a single one. Drop a comment below. Which one of these 6 surprised you the most? I read every comment. Tell me. See you in the next one.